Greetings from the library cave. I am Aspen Dracaena, your friendly neighborhood Ice Dragon Bookwyrm VTuber, and I just wanted to chat a little first before I started the game. I figured that would give people some time to show up, since it's a very heavy story-based game. If they want to see the beginning, they have a little time. Plus, just kind of talk about why I was not streaming on Tuesday night. So, aside from all the craziness with V-Shoujo, I've also had a little personal stuff going on. So I did go to visit Panda this past weekend because I knew he needed some support. And on my way driving home on Sunday, when I was about 45 minutes from home, the check engine light came on in my car, and when I would put my foot down on the gas to try to speed up, it wasn't working properly. Like, it would speed up but very slowly, and it just felt like something was detached. So I had to pull over. I was near an exit, so I pulled over into a gas station and called AAA and had my car towed. This car is a used car. There's the music. This car is a used car. We only bought it less than a year ago, like in November, after my mom had her previous car accident. So we haven't even had this car for a full year, and we've already been having issues with it. And sure, I'm a dragon, I have wings, but flying as a dragon with wings in the modern era is probably a little dangerous. So, I'd rather drive. Although I'm not a big fan of driving. I don't like to drive that much. I love somebody when I drive for them. Okay, Music said, oh no, my mom's car broke down on the way to Legoland on Monday, so we've had a similar issue. Yeah. So, I had to call the dealership we bought the car from, and we don't have an extended warranty. We were going to get one, then Human Mother's boyfriend was like, I don't think you really need it. It's a lot of extra money. I don't think you should do it. So my mom canceled it. So, because it's over 6 months since we bought it, no warranty will cover whatever repairs need to be done. And they told me to call, the car's a Hyundai, so they told me to call Hyundai and see if there's any kind of powertrain warranty. And I swear, I called one Hyundai dealership, the closest one to me, and left messages multiple times to ask about it. They didn't get back to me. So I called another one today, and they confirmed I do not have a powertrain warranty. So I ended up calling the place that the car was towed to. I'm like, look, I don't have a warranty, so I do need you guys to, if you guys can please take a look at it and let me know what's wrong and how much it'll cost. I'd really appreciate it. And they were really nice, thank goodness, at the place I towed. And they have a pretty good reputation. So I'm pretty happy with that. And hopefully they'll give me some answers about what's wrong and how much it'll cost soon. Yeah. 30 years or 30 yards. Yeah. We do have AAA. So that does offer a discount on the repairs because it's a AAA. The auto shop is a member of AAA. So usually they get like a 10% discount, I think. So it's kind of worth it. If you are in America and you don't have AAA, AAA is very useful. It's good in case of emergencies. I've used it before. I had a flat tire once, and so they came out, changed my tire for me. It was wonderful. So, The stress of dealing with the car issue's been one thing. The other thing is, as I know some of you are already talking about it in chat, and Panda, I spoke with Panda and asked him what he was okay with me talking about. So I'm not going to be very specific, but actually the night that I drove home and had the issue with the car, Panda was having some health concerns, and he's been dealing it with the past couple of days. So the reason I didn't stream last night is I wanted to support Panda and be on a call with him so that, I can help him relax and talk about it, or not talk about it. Sometimes when you're going through something that's difficult, you don't want to talk about it, which is fine. I'm all for, if somebody needs support, I don't care what kind of support it is, as long as it's reasonable. I'm happy to be somebody who helps, So, yeah. So, Panda has been to doctors, has, is on a medication to help him. I think he's going to be okay. It's just going to take a little time to adjust to this new medication, which is not unusual. Sometimes medications don't always work perfectly right away. So, yeah, so that's kind of why Panda's kind of holding off of streaming and just trying to take care of himself, and I am all for that. The thing that sucks is because my car is messed up, I can't drive down to see Panda in person and give him lots of hugs. So that's really frustrating. But, and it's hard to be away from people you care about when they're struggling with something, So, but, I care about Panda. I know a lot of people here know Panda and care about him too. But I think he's going to be okay. We're going to keep an eye on things. And I'm sure he'll update you guys with more details if he wants to. All right. So yeah, anyway. V Shoujo. This is insane. Just wanted to talk about that a little bit too. What kind of complete... who cheats one of the most popular famous VTubers who struggles with a chronic health condition, and the charity that she raised donations for, who cheats somebody who is doing good in the world of $500,000, if not more. And Panda just said V Shoujo is $2 million in the red, hence why they filed for bankruptcy. Well, they should. And I am so freaking impressed by everybody at V Shoujo, all the talents at V Shoujo who are like, you know what? No, I'm done. And we're like, I'm leaving. Good for them. There have been some, I'm not going to name names for corporations, but there have been some companies out there where there have been scandals, and other people are still there. They still continue to work at those companies because, gosh, it helps them, right? It helps them make money. But the integrity of all of the talents of V Shoujo, I respect the hell out of them. Those people deserve to be, watched and loved and appreciated. Oh, wait, let me get the right thing I need to hear this. Gets tiny violin. And before anybody asks, I have this instead of a bleep to give those con artists. Exactly. And, when you're a business and when you know that you are financially starting to go in the red, that's when you reevaluate your business. And I know this from working with Balance of Seven. You know, Balance of Seven isn't making loads of money, but we keep our heads above water and we make sure our authors get paid. And we, we adhere to the rules of our contracts. So it's not hard for a business to do that. But when you run a business, you pay the people who work for you first. I don't care if they're considered employees or contractors. You pay them first. You pay yourself after. And if you can't afford to pay yourself, then you need to consider if this is a business that you want to run or not. Like, you pay the people who work for you. I just Googled VShojo to see if they were the guys that did this VTuber card game I saw at Aspen. Their store is Gone. Yeah. I looked at G Fuel, the G Fuel website today, and all of their VShojo stuff is like, even if you try to reserve it, you get an error. I'm not surprised. They screwed up. You know, they owe millions of dollars. That's crazy. Yeah, and it's sad because VShojo they were supposed to be the good ones. They were supposed to be the good ones. Well, now is the era of the indies. Let's go indies. I'm I'm streaming for my company, but like we're not a VTuber agency. I'm just doing this to support authors and do something fun, you know? But yeah, I think, really massive respect to everybody in VShojo for standing up for themselves. And I hope this sets a precedent that people will stand up, even if they feel like their agency is monolithic and like they'd be nothing without their agency. That's nonsense. So many people have left agencies and have had incredible success. More often than not, they've had incredible success. So you support the talents, you support the people. The agency is just a business. Like, I don't get people who support businesses first and people second. But yes, anyway. Iron Mouse's Tiltify is over $1 million now. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You're mentioning like Kuro, Keisan, Project Melody, Michimo GV, Amelie, and Hime Hajime. I used to listen to Amelie's music well before she was ever a VTuber. And I know she can get by without VShojo, and I think she knows it too. Yeah. Everybody's left. Everybody has left VShojo. Everybody has. So, yeah, good for them. Yeah, I think VShojo is still taking everything down. I don't think they've taken everything down. Everything's happened so quickly, they probably haven't. But, shame on them for taking advantage of the talents, So anyway, I just want to point out or notify you. I do have a pinned post. I think Mousie's Tiltify, I'm so proud of how many people have donated. But, Mystic's Tiltify, it's not a huge amount of money, but it is for Alzheimer's UK. I think it's Alzheimer's Research UK, which is also very, very important. So if you want to donate, please do. I think this Tiltify is ending tomorrow. So I just want to make sure you guys had the link. Because Panda and Mystic set that up. So if you do want to donate, please do. If you can afford it. If not, that's okay. I don't I don't have any expectations, but I wanted to just, Mousie's had success. Why not share the success with other fundraisers that are for good things too? All right, I am switching. We are now going to play Life is Strange. Okay. I have never played this game before. I have never played this game. I have no idea what it's going to be like. I am looking forward to it. Yes. So the Tiltify is in memory of Mystic's godmother. And it's ending about midnight in the UK on Friday, since Thursday is her funeral. All right. Okay. All right. I am going to... Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Mystic. I do the same thing. If somebody streams a game that I want to play and I don't want it spoiled for me, I don't watch those streams, even if I like the streamer. So, I am totally understanding about that. Totally fine. All right. So, I'm going to start Life is Strange. All I know is that it was a BAFTA winner. I think it was nominated for a BAFTA. All right. So, let's get started. Sometimes going in blind can be fun. I went into the Game of Thrones Telltale game without seeing the show, and it made me a fan. Yeah. Right. And the desire to watch people play Expedition 33. Yeah, I get it. I so get it. Yeah. All right, let's get started. Life is Strange is a story-based game that features player choice. The consequences of all your in-game actions and decisions will impact the past, present, and future. Choose wisely. All right, bye, Mystic.
Where am I? What's happening? I'm trapped in a storm? How did I get here? And where is here?
If you guys want me to adjust the volume, let me know.
Wait, there's the lighthouse. I'll be safe if I can make it there. I hope. Please let me make it there.
Okay. So we're going to the lighthouse. This feels a lot like What Remains of Edith Finch already. Oh, wow. Yeah. We might want to get indoors and also underground.
Holy shit.
Holy shit is right.
That was so surreal.
Famously called film Little Pieces of Time. But he could be talking about photography, as he likely was.
Okay, I'm in class. Everything's cool. I'm okay.
From light to shadow. From color to chiaroscuro. Now, can you give me an example of a photographer who perfectly captured the human condition in black and
I didn't
white?
fall asleep, and that sure didn't feel like a dream.
Bueller.
Weird.
Diane Arbus.
There you go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
Because of her images of hopeless faces. You feel like totally haunted by the eyes of those sad mothers and
Hold
children.
left mouse button.
She saw humanity as tortured, right? And frankly, it's
Toad
bullshit.
select
Shh, 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 shh.
and release.
Keep that to yourself. Seriously, though, I could frame any one of you in a dark
Right.
corner and capture you in a moment
Hold
of
left
desperation.
mouse button. Drag
any one of
mouse
you could do
toward
that to me.
look. There we go.
Look at this crap. How can I show this to Mr. Jefferson? I can hear the class laughing at me now.
Okay.
Isn't that too easy? Too obvious? What if Arbus chose to capture
I should
people
take a
at
picture
height
to prove I'm still
of
here.
their innocence?
Plus, it's perfect for my
She had it
portfolio.
right.
And I haven't kept up with my journal
She
as
could've
much as I
taken
should.
another
I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of her work.
I can't believe I still have
I
this pencil
prefer
case. I
Robert
should
Frank.
upgrade to the 21st century.
Me too, Victor.
But I like it old
He
school.
captured the essence of post-war beat America. And there was honesty about the economic conditions of the era. But a beauty in the struggle. You don't have
Yeah.
beauty without a beat.
There we go.
Which
I do
explains
love my
why
analog
Frank
camera.
Kerouac's photographic muse.
I should take a
And
quick
both were
picture
the great
now.
chroniclers of the 1950s. Well, we've
Okay,
all
aim at the
seen
camera.
that
Hold on.
iconic shot of Kerouac on the balcony. And if you haven't, shame, shame. Capturing the romantic urban solitude of the 20th century poet. You dig? Now, shh. I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition. And Max has a gift. Of course, as you all know, the photo portrait has been popular since the early 1800s. Your generation was not the first to use images for selfie expression. Sorry, I couldn't resist. The point remains that the portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography for as long as it's been around. Now, Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
Yeah.
I did know, but I kind of forgot.
You either know this or not, Max.
Oh, be nice.
Is there
teacher.
anybody here who knows their stuff?
Louis Daguerre was a French painter who created daguerreotypes, a process that gave portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror. Now you're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Very good, Victoria.
She's snotty.
The Daguerrean process brought out fine detail in people's faces, making them extremely popular from the 1800s onward. The first American daguerreotype self-portrait was done by Robert Cornelius. You can find out all about him in your textbook, or even online.
Oh no.
Hey guys,
not
don't forget the
online.
deadline to submit a photo in the Everyday Heroes contest. I'll fly out with the winner to San Francisco, where you'll be feted by the art world. It's great exposure, and it can kickstart a career in photography. So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor,
right.
don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see me.
I don't like when teachers are mean like that. Like, it's okay for people to kind of, forget.
Victoria doesn't waste a second kissing ass. Even her school books are gift wrapped. I can't believe she made fun of me in class. What is she, 15 years old? And people laughed. Of course, Victoria has to have the bestest, newest, most expensive everything.
Should I use it?
I should have known. She'll have better equipment than Blackwell.
Read. With all the speed and power expected from a new greenlit, the GRLT 64S is packed with expanded features and manageability. It shoots what you want, where you want. Straight out of the camera, JPEG images already have a superb quality, including a new level of depth, sharpness, and malleability. Okay. Accessories. Yeah, I read that. I wish I had $5,299. That'd be great. I'd pay off all of my debts and for the car, and have some left over. Okay. How about her? Kate. Let's Ah.
Kate looks so sad and quiet today. Poor thing.
Let's see, is she okay?
Hi, Kate. Oh, hi, Max.
You seem quiet today.
Just thinking too much.
I hear
Let's go
that.
Get some tea.
Wanna go grab a cup of tea and bitch about life?
Thanks, but not today. I have to go over homework.
No worries. Let's hang later.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see, computer. Look.
Obviously, Blackwell spent bank on the computers here. Looks like somebody was already working on this. Cool.
Okay. This is definitely me when I first start playing a game. I have to look at everything.
That printer is amazing. I'd love to see how it reproduces my pictures. I could pump out a whole gallery show with that thing. When I don't suck. Someday.
Oh, let me fix this. Hang on. Allow. There you go. Resume game. Sorry. Okay. Anything else we can look at around here? Oh, photo equipment.
Damn, they have carbon fiber tripods here. The ball head even has a pan lock.
Okay, I think we know
God,
that
I'm
she...
such a photo nerd.
Yeah, she's a photo nerd. Oh, what's this?
Huh, this might make a cool shot.
Okay, let's take a photo. Why not? Take a photo of everything. Take optional photo number 1 in episode... Okay. Just got an achievement.
Man, he even has the best plasma HDTV for a class monitor. Can't wait to watch some more documentaries on this bad boy.
Okay, so how is
Even
this...
in pictures, the forest around here always looks mysterious.
Okay, what is the school that she's going to that can afford the best of the best? Okay. Oh, that's the lighthouse. Wait, we should look at this.
You can never escape the lighthouse here.
Okay. Interesting.
Every time I look at Victoria, I feel like she's talking smack about me.
Probably is. Good enough. Mr. Jefferson, hi.
This is ridiculous. I always get so shy and nervous around Mr. Jefferson.
Well, let's speak to him. Let's change that.
Excuse me, Mr. Jefferson, can I talk to you for a moment?
Yes. Excuse you.
No, Victoria. Excuse us. I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
Do I have to?
Do I have to? I just don't think it's that big a deal.
Max, you're a better photographer than a liar. Now, I know it's a drag to hear some old dude lecture you, but life won't wait for you to play catch-up. You're young, the world is yours, blah, 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 right?
Blah, blah,
But you
blah.
do have a gift. You have the fever to take images, to frame the world only the way you envision it. Now, all you need is the courage to share your gift with others.
You know,
That's
he
what
has a good
separates
point.
the artist from the amateur.
It's hard to get to that point, you know. It's hard to, you know, build up the feeling that, you know, maybe what you create is worth sharing
Whoa,
with people.
Mr. Jefferson is not messing around with that monster. He probably paid 20 grand for that camera. I bet he gets pristine digital images. But I still dig my little instant camera.
Yeah. What is the school she's going to that can afford the best of the best? No school I went to. I still remember my elementary school showing education films from when the youngest teachers were in class. Yes, very much so, Digi. I cannot tell you how many videos I watched that were filmed in like the 60s and 70s. Like they couldn't even get good music for the class, like for like Glee Club. Like we'd sing the dorkiest stuff from decades ago.
So cool that we can check these out anytime. The Decisive Moment by Henry Cartier-Bresson? That's rare.
Yeah.
Annie Leibovitz, mad respect. The amazing Eugene Smith. Good to see Abaddon among the masters. Golly, of course.
Yeah.
Lots of people I haven't heard of yet. I guess that's why I'm here.
Ansel Adams. Any other? Oh, photo equipment. Let's look at photo equipment.
This is definitely where cameras go to heaven. Oh man, they have those sweet ultrasonic lenses. And look at that vintage rangefinder. What?
Okay, we're leaving the classroom. We've spent enough time. I think I've looked at everything. Oh, no, wait, photo contest. This is what this is all about.
Here's the poster for the contest. Mr. Jefferson really expects me to enter. Why? I don't know if I'm ready for my 15 minutes of infamy.
Ah, man, that's 2013. What was I doing in 2013? I can't remember. That was over 10 years ago.
You didn't tell me how cute I looked yet.
I was about to. You always
Welcome to the real world.
Just cute?
hot.
Then I might send you a special picture during class.
What's the point of even because Max wants everybody to see how hip she
I'm
is.
not paying a
She plays it so sharp.
I need a serious timeout in the bathroom. Splash water on my face and make sure I don't look like a total loser.
Alright.
I hate that class. It's so fucking boring.
Okay, Square Enix.
She's so fucking shy.
Don't know entertainment. Oh, or even dumber. Oh, yeah, I think we still got those in the 90s with the VHSs where play the music wobble. The music wobble! Yes! In the old VHS tapes are the, like, actual film reels they would sometimes use. Like, what the heck?
To all of you, American girls.
Okay, that's Evan and Alyssa. Can I talk to them?
Evan doesn't say much to me, but his photos are very cool.
And Alyssa, she was in the class too.
Alyssa is always texting. She doesn't hang out with a lot of people.
Don't copy that floppy. If we copied that floppy, everybody would have Oregon Trail. Justin.
That's Dana talking to, I think his name is Justin.
And Dana.
Dana is on my floor too. She's such an archetypal, gorgeous cheerleader. They must make them in a factory. I shouldn't be so catty. Dana is nice to me.
Stella.
Stella is always deep in her notes. She didn't come to Blackwell to mess around.
Good for her. Brooke.
I've seen Brooke hanging out with Warren. She seems like his type. I hate bully jockstraps like Logan.
Bully
And he's
jockstrap.
a Vortex Club member.
Okay. That's interesting. What is a Vortex Club? Because,
I wish October would last forever.
you know, I do too. I love Halloween. Halloween is like my favorite holiday.
It looks like she's been gone for months.
Rachel Amber. Oh, she's the person in the thing that we took a photo of. Tattoo on cap of a dragon and a star. Hey, good taste. All right. This is a fancy looking school, man. Ooh, can I get something at the vending machine?
They should just call it a sugar machine.
Right.
That would be awesome if you put money in there and a bag of sugar dropped out. You can never have enough ghosts and skeletons in the hall.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Lord. Look, what do they have for sale?
Don't need a PC, missed the Poetry Jam tryouts, and I did not steal that backpack.
Yeah. Okay, what's it say? I feel like it's important to get everything
That's
in a
so
game like
messed up.
this.
I should contact them to find out what I can do. As if I am.
Okay, over the past decade, climate change has altered the Oregon coastline, including fish and fauna. This has helped decimate the state's fishing industry, especially in Arcadia Bay. Raise your voice against pollution and save our historic town. More missing. Okay, so this girl is missing. We know she's missing.
I wonder what actually happened to her.
Okay.
To all of you American girls, it's
Good thing I left my AK at home.
imagine a world without
Oh, look at that healthy sign on the. Yeah.
girls. I'd
How to stay healthy.
be part of the
Hayden.
world around.
There's Hayden, another Vortex Club bro. But he's actually not an ass.
Okay, what is this Vortex Club?
World from the bright side.
Oh, I can hardly wait to never be too cool like Nathan and Victoria. Lame.
More missing persons poster. Look, give blood.
To all of you
Or even better, give plasma.
American girls,
Right, let's see all these people. Juliet.
no one can
Did she talk me to Romeo?
There's Juliet from my dorm. Yet another Vortex Club disciple.
Okay, so this is a fancy school. They have dorms.
Figures Juliet would be dating Zachary. Jocks sucked up in the Vortex Club.
Principal's office. Mrs. Grant.
Miss Grant is a great science teacher.
Babysitter. Nope, I already looked at the Halloween poster. Okay. I feel like I need info on this
There's
lighthouse.
the lighthouse again.
Yeah.
I cry sometimes walking around my
Alright, so I'm supposed to go to the bathroom.
wondering why she cries sometimes.
Trevor.
He's cute. I like skater boys. Too bad they don't like me.
Around the mountain
I like that it actually reacts to people walking, like you back up.
till she got
Blackwell sure takes its swimming seriously. But otters are cute.
that's when I
Go otters. God, Samuel is such a weirdo. But I kinda like that about him.
Alright, so we're supposed to go to the bathroom. Let's go to the bathroom. It was over here. Let's be girly and go to the bathroom. Enter. Bad
Empty
girls
eye.
from Valley High.
Nobody can see my meltdown. Except for me.
Okay. Okay, so that's the missing girl. Rachel Amber is a Ichba.
Now, who would bother to write that crap?
Somebody who does not like Rachel Amber. Alright. Use. Okay.
Just relax. Stop torturing yourself. You have a gift. Fuck it.
No! You have a gift.
When a door closes, a window opens. Or something like that. Okay, girl, you don't get a photo op like this every day.
Take it. Photo. Bad girls from Valley High. Why is a guy going into the girls' bathroom?
It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss. So what do you want?
I hope you checked the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
That's my family, not me.
Oh, boo-hoo, poor little rich kid. I know you've been pumping drugs and shit to kids around here. I bet your respectable family would help me out if I went to them. Man, I can see the headlines now.
Leave them out of this, bitch!
I can tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk-ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Oh, come on.
What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me!
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
Oh no.
Whoa. What the fuck? How can that be? I was in the bathroom.
Okay.
He shot that poor girl. I held up my hand. And then I was back here.
Likely was. These pieces of time can frame us in
I
our
already
story.
heard this lecture.
From light to shadow. From color.
Now Kate is being hassled again. And if Victoria's phone rings, this is real.
Now,
Shit!
can you give me an example of a
Man, I
photographer
cannot
who
believe
perfectly
this.
captured the human condition in black and white?
Oh no.
Okay, if I'm crazy,
Anybody?
I might as well go all the way.
Bueller?
Diane,
Can I actually reverse time?
There you go,
Okay,
Victoria.
hold right mouse button to rewind.
I
Now,
did it.
There we
Can you
go.
give
I
me an
actually
example
did
of a
it.
photographer
Nice.
who perfectly captured the
human
condition
time
in black and
machine.
white? Anybody? Bueller?
Max, don't freak out. Not yet.
There you go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
Because of her
Keep it
images of
together,
hopeless
Max.
faces. Images of hopeless faces.
When
I
I
feel
took
like
my
totally
selfie,
haunted by the eyes of
still the
those
same
sad
stupid
images.
picture.
She saw
So
through
everything
the
seemed the
distortion,
same as
right?
before.
And frankly, it's bullshit. Shh, 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 shh. Keep that to yourself. Seriously, though, I could frame any one of you in a dark corner and capture you in a moment of desperation. And shh, shh, shh. I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie.
Alright.
A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition. And Max has a gift.
Let's
I'm
do
not dreaming
the
this.
time warp
It's real.
again.
I can tell.
Since the early 1800s. Your generation
So I
was not
can
the
go
first
back
to
in
use
time.
images for selfie expression.
What if that girl isn't dead
I
yet?
couldn't resist. The point
Can I
remains
save
that
her?
the portraiture
Can
has
we?
always been a vital aspect of art.
I
and
want to save the
photography
cool
for-
I need to
girl
go to
with
the
the
bathroom
blue
quickly
hair.
and check it out.
Now, Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the
It's
process that
daguerreotype.
gave birth to the first self?
See, I remember stuff. I have to use the bathroom.
I'm sorry, but I really have to use the bathroom.
Nice try, Max. But you're not going to
Oh,
get away that
I
easy.
hate it when teachers are like
We can
that.
talk more after class. Is there anybody
Oh,
here
shit.
who knows their stuff?
Jefferson wants to keep me after
Louis Daguerre
class.
was a French painter
And I
who
need time to
created
save that girl.
daguerreotypes, a process that gave portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror. Now you're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Very good, Victoria.
What if I rewind again and give him the right answer?
Now, Max, Since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that
Okay.
gave birth to the first self-portraits?
All right, let's do the correct answer.
The Daguerrean process, invented by a French painter named Louis Daguerre around 1830.
Somebody has been reading as well as posing.
Okay, good.
Nice work, Max. The Daguerrean process made portraiture hugely popular, mainly because it gave the subjects clear, defined features. You can learn more when you actually finish reading the assigned chapters. Max is so far way ahead of everyone.
All right, let's go.
And guys, don't forget the deadline to submit a photo in the Everyday Heroes contest. I'll fly out with the winner to San Francisco, where you'll be feted by the art world. It's great exposure, and it can
Okay,
kickstart a
let me
career in
get out of
photography.
here.
So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor, don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see me.
Max, you are not crazy.
All right.
You are not dreaming. It's time to
Yes,
be an
let's
everyday
go.
hero.
Can I go faster?
Yes, Victoria, you still have to... I see you, Max Caulfield. Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry.
No. Fine. Get it done.
I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
I'm
I'm
not
not
avoiding.
avoiding, just
Biding time, waiting for the elusive right moment.
Yes.
exactly.
Max, don't wait too long. John Lennon once said that life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.
Okay, okay.
Go on now. Don't let me stop you.
Thank you. Oh. Well, let's try again. Alright. No.
Yes, Victoria, you still have to do your homework this week.
Right.
Even if you're submitting
Okay,
your photo.
so I don't have a choice to go any further.
I see you, Max Caulfield.
Okay.
Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry.
Alright. Okay, dude.
I'd
dude.
never let one of photography's future
Okay,
stars avoid
I get it. I'm
handing in
awesome.
her picture.
I think I gave, Here.
I'm
There.
on top of it. I think John Lennon once said that
There we go.
life
We'll
is what
impress
happens
him.
while you're busy making other plans.
Max, you're on fire today. All the right answers. Good.
Okay, let's go.
Make sure you finish working on it by today.
Yes.
I have faith in you.
Let's go. Alright. Let's go. Let's go. Go! There we go.
I hope I have enough time to get to the bathroom. Please, please.
Okay.
I can't tell anybody.
This way.
They'll think I'm crazy.
Because Max wants everybody to serious.
Daniel.
You know I don't tease.
I hate that science class with those nerds.
What's that got
Alright, bathroom.
Okay,
Have to
Max,
come and walk
retrace
this
every step. I washed my face. I shredded my photo. Then the butterfly flew in. And I took a photo.
Okay.
Leave them out of this bitch.
I can tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're
Okay,
messing
what do I
around with.
do?
Did you get that? What are you doing?
Don't
Come on, put that thing
ever
down.
Tell me what to do.
Wowzer, it's happening again.
Okay.
Trying to
Can I...
control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for
Oh,
this than
fire
drugs.
belt.
Nobody
Yes.
would ever even miss your punk
I
ass.
need
would
a
they?
hammer to break it open.
Oh, shoot. Car...
Holy shit, I can't let this happen. If I can reverse time again, I
Alright.
can help her.
Okay. So... Alright. Okay.
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
Oh,
I need a hammer to break it open.
No, I picked up the
no,
hammer.
no.
Shit. Okay.
Sick of people People trying to control me!
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
No way!
Don't ever touch me
There we
again.
go. Yes! We saved her. We saved cool blue hair girl.
Another shitty day.
That did not happen. This cannot be real.
Okay,
I
let's
just
get
saw
out
a
of
girl
here.
get shot and then saved her. What the fuck is going on? Do not freak out.
Okay.
Hey, do you hear that fire alarm? That means you should be outside.
Yeah.
I had to use the bathroom.
Girls always use that excuse.
Excuse for what?
For whatever you're up to, your face is covered in guilt.
The alarm tripped me out.
Then trip on out of here, Missy. Or are you hiding something?
No.
Huh?
Let me
Thank
go-
you, Mr. Madsen. The situation is under control. There's no emergency here. Leave Miss Caulfield alone, and please turn off that alarm since that's your job.
Some people get so snitty when they think they're in a position of power. Right on the mommy daddy button. Again. Alright, so I guess we have to get out of here. Press space.
Hold on, Max. Come back here.
Yes.
You look a little stressed out. Are you okay?
I'm just a little worried about my future.
You're sweating pinballs. Is that all you're thinking about? You can always be upfront with me, Max.
Okay, nice.
Or
school
have you
principal.
done something wrong? Is that it? Well, Max, talk to me.
I'm gonna report him. He has a gun.
I just saw Nathan Prescott waving a gun around in the girls' room.
Nathan Prescott. You sure?
Yes, he was in the bathroom talking to himself with a gun. I saw everything. He was babbling like crazy.
Okay, slow down. Slow down. So now you saw this without him seeing you.
I was hiding behind a stall. I have the right to be there. It's the girls' room.
Right.
I know. I just want to be completely clear what happened. Mr. Prescott happens to be from the town's most distinguished family, and one of Blackwell's most honored students. So it's hard for me to see him brandishing a weapon in the girls' bathroom. So what happened next?
Then he left. I ran out here wondering what to do. Are you gonna bust him?
This is a serious charge. I'll look into the matter personally. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
That's it? After what I told you?
We'll continue this discussion later in my office. Please go outside with the rest of your class,
Fine.
Miss Caulfield.
Of course this academic drone won't do anything since the Prescott family owns Blackwell now. Should I rewind and change my story?
Do you think I should rewind it? I mean, I feel like if somebody has a gun, it's pretty important. I don't care how rich he is. No, I'm not gonna.
Don't wander around here. Get on outside.
Fine. I'd rather report than not report. I mean, he's rich and a man, and you're girl. Okay. Everybody's just chilling outside. Nobody cares about the fire alarm.
Would Nathan Prescott please come to the front
Okay,
office?
he's gonna
Thank
talk
you.
with Nathan. Good. Okay, so many missing persons posters.
I would so be there if a Sasquatch actually did battle a Razorback.
You know, I would be too. Old Port Slugs, Dylan Panthers, Sunnydale, Razorbacks. Sunnydale! Like in Buffy. Yeah. I do that sometimes too. If I'll make multiple saves if I don't like a path. But I feel like with this game, I just want to try and just play it. Okay. Why are we constantly looking?
Posters over posters? Somebody really wants to find Rachel Amber.
What's everybody doing over here? Hey, Aiden. Speak.
Hey, Hayden.
There she is, the retro selfie master.
That's me, all right. You look relaxed as usual, Hayden.
It's a skill one cultivates at Blackwell, especially when one represents the Vortex Club. Not to boast.
Yeah, I'll get a...
Do you really want Nathan Prescott to represent?
Oh, please. Nathan is like everybody's voodoo doll. Kill the rich kid. He's all right and a fun guy to hang with. Fuck the haters.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here because we're on an ad break, and since this is a very heavy story-based game, I want to make sure people don't miss anything. I'm gonna go get some more water. I'll be right back. Okay, it was a good thing I took that break because my toilet was running. I had to go catch it. All right. I'm gonna say fair enough. I don't want to tip anybody off.
Fair enough, but I'm still not going to party with him.
Your loss, bro. It's fucking hilarious when he's blazed. And he does always have the best shit.
Apparently. Vortex Club. Yeah, explain Vortex Club to me.
What the hell is the Vortex Club anyway? It seems so elitist.
Only if you're not cool enough to get in. And it doesn't hurt your resume.
If you say so.
I do. But you should actually come hang with us one night. Then you wouldn't be so inclined to gossip.
Hang with the Vortex Club. If I say I don't think so, I'm not gonna find answers.
You mean hang with the Vortex Club? That sounds like a setup to a horrible prank.
Chillax, paranoia girl. We're not that desperate for fun. We know how to do that on our own.
It seems weird to think about partying with all those Rachel Amber posters up.
You're high. Rachel used to hang out with us too. She was a blast. Smart, not bitchy like.
Okay.
You know.
Rachel. Yeah, let's talk about
So
Rachel.
you knew Rachel Amber.
I knew she liked to party. Fun to be around. Oh, yeah, and she was hot.
Rachel was actually a member of the Vortex Club?
No. Rachel was like her own club. She was actually too cool for us. And I'll deny I ever said that.
Did Victoria like Rachel?
Did Victoria like Rachel? She seems like the jealous type.
Don't think you know Victoria so well. She respected Rachel, even if she didn't act like it.
What do you think happened to her?
Whatever happens to people who disappear without a trace.
I'm more confused than before. It's such a mystery. Let's talk later, Hayden.
Yes.
That it is, Max. Now, I have to get my chemical on and study. We should get you and Dana out one night.
Okay, I realized I fixed the toilet, but I didn't bring back my water, so I'll be right back. And doesn't that look like Bruce Willis in the background on that poster? Okay, sorry. So, this is a fancy boarding school. Because she lives in a dorm. Yeah. Let's speak to her.
Hi, Brooke.
Let me guess. You want to fly my drone?
Is this legal?
Is that really yours? Is that even legal?
Of course. Nobody knows about it yet.
Isn't it considered a weapon of war?
You read too many conspiracy sites. This might be too complicated for you. Funny. Warren said you were smart. Please, step back.
Ooh, can I back that up? Wait. Aha, so I could get back to the point. I think I want to get people to like me so I can find out more information. Speak.
Hi, Brooke.
Let me guess. You want to fly my drone?
I'd love to. Let's do it.
I'd love to. I love planes and balloons and...
This is neither. Do you know what a drone really is?
a weapon, right?
You read too many conspiracy sites. This might be too complicated for you. Funny. Warren said you were smart.
Okay,
Please,
same result.
Step back.
But at least, you know. Back. Look.
I'm almost sure Warren has the same bag. It looks a bit nerdy, though. What a complicated name for such a tiny drone.
There's more story this way, I guess. Okay. Yeah, it really looks like See? It's Bruce Willis. Okay. Wait, we have... Hey, Max, let's bust shit up. Wait, as you study for a physics test, so if we bust anything, we also have to measure its velocity. Don't ignore this message. Hey, can you get my flash drive? I need some info on space. Hello? Sorry, running late. Insane day. I'll meet you at the lot. Looking cool. You'll see. My camera will be ready. See you shortly. I hope so. Okay. Oh, do you want to meet for coffee after school? I need an excuse to not study, please. Make sure you check out Necromantic on my flash drive. Okay. Back. Oh, there's all kinds of messages. Have a very special 18th birthday. You're an adult now, but you're still our little girl. Check your account. Don't blow it at once. Ooh, we have monies. Okay. Kate. Hey, Max, you around? Always. You okay? Did you want to get tea later today? Absolutely. Be free after 4. Talk to you later. Okay. And then, Mom. Happy birthday, Maxine. We can't believe it's been 18 whole years since you were brought to us. Alright, okay. So we've got a tablet.
Okay, I better get to my dorm and grab that flash drive.
Okay. Birds! Wait. Fountain. Sit.
This day has been so insane.
Okay.
Everything is happening too fast. And none of it makes any sense. These visions, this power. I keep expecting to wake up one more time. But if this is a dream, then I'm not asleep. Which means somehow I did rewind time. So there has to be a reason. And I have to find out why.
Okay. So I was reading news about Bruce Willis actually. He's deteriorated so much he doesn't remember that he was an actor. Like, oh gosh. Some of these... Okay. Can I get out? There we go. Alright, so dormitories. Okay. How am I supposed to talk to the teacher? Seem to focus on her. But yeah, it's really sad. Okay, speak.
Hi, Miss Grant. Excuse me, Max. I know everybody loves being asked to sign a petition, but would you do Miss Grant a favor and hear me out?
Sure. She seems
sure,
nice.
I always have time for you. What's the petition?
David Madsen, our chief of security, wants to put surveillance cameras all around the campus. Halls, classrooms, gym, dorm rooms, etc.
He's nuts.
Blackwell Academy should be a high school, not a high-security penitentiary.
Yes. But it might have helped Rachel.
I guess cameras could have helped Rachel. I can see both sides.
You're fair-minded, Max. And we all pray Rachel is found safe and sound, bless her soul. But this petition isn't about her. Blackwell Academy has a noble heritage, from the Native Americans who founded this land to the pioneers who shared it in peace, not fear and violence.
The Native Americans?
The Native Americans?
The tribes who were here first, who welcomed the settlers.
Okay.
Both cultures found a mutual symbiosis and thrived. Now, before I assign you homework with this lecture, will you please sign the petition to keep our campus from going back to 1984?
Yeah, sure, I'll sign. Fine.
Absolutely. I don't mind security, but not pure surveillance.
I knew you were my favorite new student at Blackwell for a good reason.
Okay, this action will have consequences. I know it will. There will be things that I will miss seeing. Let's see. Anybody else coming up on... No, she's laying on the ground. Should I walk on her? Let's talk.
Hey, Evan. Mind if I check out your cool portfolio?
Let's see if you're worthy of it, Max. You'll have to answer a simple question. Who photographed the famous falling soldier?
Falling soldier? Oh. Oh, should I look this up? Hang on a sec. Let me look this up. Falling soldier photograph. Robert Capa. Okay. Haha. Internet
Robert
save the
Capa,
day.
of course. I love his work, despite the controversy about that photo.
My. This quiet child knows things.
That's why I'm here.
You're a kindred spirit, Max. Would you care for a perusal of my portfolio?
Hang on again. I need to get this out of the way so I can see chat. I know, this is an educational
It's not a privilege
game.
I grant to many.
I'd be honored, sir.
It's an educational game. Read.
These photos are great. And Rachel Amber's face is mesmerizing.
Okay. So we took photos of Rachel. Abstract landscapes. Okay. Alright. Interesting. I wonder if there's anybody else I can talk to before I go to the dorms. Because I think that was the next thing I had to do. Talkie chat. Talkie. Let's talk. Oh.
That's one of his famous shots. I love how it captures the moment.
Okay. Daniel, hi. Let's speak with Daniel.
What's up, Daniel?
Oh, hi, Max. Could I, ask you a question? Would you mind letting me sketch you? I do put my sketches on Facebook, though.
Sure.
I'd be honored, Daniel. Makes me feel like a muse.
Funny, you should say that. I was just thinking about my real muse. Rachel Amber.
You knew her?
No, but once she asked me to draw her portrait. Oh, she was a natural.
So what happened to her? There's gotta be a story.
She just stopped coming to class. Some people said she ran away. Some say she jumped off a cliff. I just hope she's okay.
Yes, seriously.
Hard to avoid her posters all over campus.
Kills me to see her sweet face used as a crime photo. She had a good heart.
Okay, why don't you start drawing me? Even though I must be a step down from Rachel.
No way, you're a good substitute, Muse. Oh, that's a good posture.
So I got my hair cut today. I cut off like
Good.
3 inches and I feel so relieved. The ends of my hair were just so icky.
Best portrait ever.
Oh, he's a good artist. There we go. Okay. Everything has consequences. This guy is a walkie-walkie guy. How about these? Oh, the skater guys. Justin. Let's talk to Justin.
Yo, Justin.
Check out the Max. Come to thrash?
Oh yeah? Bring it.
What's your first move gonna be?
Jump?
You're such a poser. If you can't even name a simple nose slide or a tray flip, you should walk on.
I'm gonna rewind that. See, you don't have to save in this game. You just have to... Okay. Speak. Okay.
Yo, Justin.
Check out the Max. Come to thrash?
I came to nose slide.
I came to nose slide. But I'd love to see somebody do a tree flip.
Oh, sick. You're not a poser.
Nah, I just can't skate worth shit.
Aw, check it. We're gonna destroy some rails for you. What do you want to see?
Nose slide.
I'd love to see a nose slide.
Let's get Trevor all over that action.
Ah, there you go. Cool. Okay.
Hey,
You never really escaped Betty.
not really.
Too bad. It's nice to have the females on board too. Rachel, Amber, and her punk friend used to love skating with us.
Here we go.
You knew Rachel?
She used to chill with us sometimes. But one day, she just vanished. Hope she's living the dream somewhere. If anybody hurt her, we'll get a skate posse and take them out with our boards.
That was weird. I had to press the space bar in order to
Who was
get it to
Rachel's
stop
punk friend?
rewinding.
I can't remember her name. She was hot. Tats, blue hair, hardcore.
Blue-haired girl.
She stopped hanging out with us after Rachel disappeared. Ran away.
You ever hang out with Victoria?
Fuck that. I'd rather rollerblade than hang out with snobs like her.
Let's chill later, Justin.
Anytime you want to take some action shots, we're here for you, Max.
There we go. Okay, let's see. Alright, so we've got...
Can't go that way.
Can't go that way. Okay, let's go to the dorms. Well, there's the drone. Exhibition panel. It's the exhibition panel. So wait, there's that guy. Hang on. I need to get to my room to get Warren's flash drive. That is the objective. Okay. Space to go to the dormitories. Okay.
Come on, Logan, bring it, bro. Yeah.
All right. People.
I need to go to my room and return Warren's flash drive.
Okay. Let's talk to Alyssa.
Oh. Hi, Max.
What are you reading?
Love today or die forever. Don't even say anything.
It's a bestseller. What to say?
Good point. Now if you'll excuse me.
Yeah, fair enough. She wants to read and judge her book. Ooh, can I talk with the weird guy? Yeah. Hey.
No, bro. You can't take a picture. You gotta wait till Friday's game.
Okay, he's a jerk. Alright, let's go over here. I think I have to talk with them before I...
Oh, look, it's Max Caulfield, the selfie hoe of Blackwell.
What a jerk.
What a lame gimmick. Even Mark, Mr. Jefferson, falls for your wave hipster bullshit.
Oh no, she has a
The
crush on the
Daguerrean
teacher.
process, sir. You could barely even say that. I guess you got your meds filled.
Yes, and the shrooms wear it off.
Since you know all the answers, I guess you have to find another way into the dorm. We ain't moving. Oh, wait. Hold that pose. So original. Don't worry, Max. I'll put a vintage filter on it right before I post it all over social medias. Now, why don't you go fuck your selfie?
Oh yes, Victoria. I'll get your bony ass out of my way.
Yeah. With the sprinkler.
Okay, now where exactly is the sprinkler valve?
Sprinkler valve. Yeah, where is the sprinkler valve? Oh, I'm a little worried if I do, I'll disrupt this guy. That might not be safe. Sprinkler. Sprinkler. Okay. Can I go through here? Oh, water pump.
This main sprinkler valve looks easy enough to use.
Okay. So, what do I do?
I need to figure this out.
Okay. Alright. I know, it feels like it's... Okay. Alright, why am I... Why is it... Okay, let me try again. There, let's just go back. Okay.
What the hell? Are you kidding? Look at this. Chill, Victoria. It's just water. Yeah, water on my cashmere. Do you know how much this fucking outfit costs? You look great. I can't even chill on the steps.
Okay. There we go. We're not going to mess him up with anything, I'm sure. Okay.
Do you understand English? Get lost.
No.
Sorry, no paparazzi allowed.
Okay, so that's not gonna work. How do I get inside?
Sorry, no paparazzi allowed.
No, I need to talk to Samuel. Alright, so let's try going back. Samuel. Ah! No, come on. Go back. Alright.
There goes Samuel da Vinci to paint the window.
Okay, you know what? Here. So I think I need to go back far enough. Okay. We need to go back far enough for the paint to get on her clothes. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, LT. You need uppies? Hang on. Alright, let's see. Hang on a sec. I need to do the uppies. Alright, uppies. That'd be that and that. There we go. Sorry. Okay. I think what I need to do, okay, I will wait until he puts his paint up. And then I'll do the sprinklers. Because the paint may fall on them and they may leave to change clothes. So it's not just water. That feels kind of mean though. There we go. Yeah, I need to drop a paint can. Alright, now. Okay, I got it.
Damn, I missed something. I better rewind.
What? Okay, there's something before this that I need to pay attention to. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way back. Alright, so we have to turn on the water. And then something to do with the paint. Maybe we can talk with them?
There goes Samuel da Vinci to paint the window.
Sprinklers. Okay. Anything else in here? Is there... Oh, paint? Oh! Wait. Okay, let me rewind. I think I need to take the paint. Now, where did he get the paint from? Okay, so the paint is at the bottom of the ladder. Okay. I think I need to pick up the paint. Okay. Tamper.
Okay, let's see if this works. I don't want to mess with that ladder and hurt poor Samuel.
Okay.
I just want to get Victoria the hell out of the way.
Alright. Okay. Okay, you can hear him going up the ladder. Alright. Okay, I didn't do that soon enough.
Close, but no cigar. They have to be right under the bucket.
Okay.
Thanks so much for almost ruining my outfit.
Alright.
You're so lucky that didn't fall on us. We'd see your ass so fast.
Okay.
There's only one way around this.
Ah, okay. Alright. I'm not gonna wait until he gets to the top of the stairs. Or the top of the ladder yet. Got it. Alright, I know what to do. I know what to do. It took me a moment. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm not looking at the chat as much as I usually do. I apologize. I like to try to figure out these sorts of things. But I don't mind a little help every once in a while. Okay. Bucket. Bucket. Tamper.
Okay, let's see if this works.
Okay.
What the hell? Are you kidding? Look at this. Chill, Victoria. It's just water. Yeah, water on my cashmere. Do you know how much this fucking outfit costs?
You look great.
I can't even chill on the steps.
Okay. Alright, so hopefully there's no crazy timing with that one.
No way! No fucking
You
way!
okay, Victoria?
Oh, Samuel is sorry. Wet paint is not good for hair, no? Sorry.
Get the hell away from me, weirdo!
Hold on. We'll get some towels. We'll be right back.
So
Here we
move
go.
your ass before I dry.
It worked. Don't mess with Max, bitches.
Okay.
Hey, Victoria.
What do you want, Max?
I'll be nice.
I am sorry. That's an awesome cashmere coat.
It was. But there'll be another.
Well, you always seem to know how to pick the right outfits.
I do have some talent. Mr. Jefferson told me.
I've seen your pictures. You have a great eye. Richard Avedon-esque.
He's one of my heroes. Thanks, Max.
It doesn't hurt to be nice to people sometimes.
I hope those sluts get me a towel before they hang a sign on me.
Yeah.
You deserve a better shot. Sorry about blocking you and the go fuck yourselfie.
Yeah.
That was mean, but pretty funny.
Just one of those days, you know?
I know exactly what you mean, Victoria. I'll see you later.
Au revoir.
Pooh. Somebody wrote poo.
Victoria probably played me. I should have played her.
Welcome to Sluts or
Better
Us.
get to my room before I find Warren.
Okay. I got it. I usually get these things eventually. Slate. So that probably says people's names. Or Red Rum.
Room 217? No way in hell am I ever going in here.
Took so long.
Is this a Vortex Club or a Victoria Club initiation? Truly pathetic.
Stompin' Bigfoots.
Dana's still a cheerleader at heart.
Okay, that's Dana's room. And Juliet's room.
Juliet, extreme reporter.
More missing persons posters. Why is there toilet paper on the floor?
Looks like nobody won this TP war. There's nothing left but ghosts.
Yep, I got it too. I am not going for the fire alarm. Mister? Okay.
Nice atmospheric shot. Needs dusting.
Yeah. Nah. Dusting. Alright, back. La la la. Where is my room? We'll bang for Jesus.
Okay, this is just mean and stupid.
Okay. Bored.
This is like the public DNA of our dorm.
Lost phone. Depression. Meet his still murderer. Girls' Night Out Halloween. Nightmare Before Christmas. Good movie. Oh, that's my room. Wait. Be the change you wish to see.
Oh, Victoria, give me a fucking break.
Oh, so my room is like right across from Victoria's. Great. Pie.
Warren should be all over Brooke. They're perfect for each other.
Okay. I'm gonna go to my room. Slate.
How sad. I didn't write anything. I have nothing to say.
Alright. Aw, little bear with no eye.
Home sweet home. My favorite cocoon.
Okay. Alright, wait. Note.
Warren even left me a little message with his flash drive. He's such a goofball.
To Max, or whom it may concern, the cinematic contents of this flash drive are of a graphic, life-altering, controversial nature. This collection has been downloaded with the greatest care, and for the most discriminating viewer, I congratulate you on your taste and eagerly await your in-depth reviews of Cannibal, Holocaust, and Ultra Vixens. Peace, Warren G. Okay. Oh. Max, your principal sent me an email saying that you told some tall tales about a Blackwell honor student. Is this true? The principal said this was a serious false charge and that he's worried you're telling stories. Call me ASAP so we can talk about this. Mom. I'm not making shit up. Okay. Mirror. Look.
Hard to believe I'm 18. Do I look any older? Just more stressed.
Oh, play the guitar. Do not watch Cannibal Holocaust ever. Okay, okay. The winger and the cow. It has animal cruelty in it, and I couldn't make it through it, even when it was on the last drive-in. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, I'll put down the guitar. That was enough. That was good enough. Okay, poster, clothes, cookies. Cookies.
I love that Mom sent me a fat box of chocolate coconut bites for my birthday. And slipped in a $200 gift certificate. She sure knows how to make a sad birthday happy. Hard to believe I'm 18 now. I'm lucky my parents enabled my photo habit into adulthood.
Happy birthday, Maxine. We'll never forget the day you were born and the first smile. It was love at first sight. It's your special day. We miss you, but we're so proud that you are following your dreams. Back. Okay, where is Warren's stuff? Look at the bear.
Ahoy, Captain. At least I know you've got my back. When I swallowed your eye and my parents rushed me to the ER, I knew we were bonded forever.
Okay. Look at the cushion.
So cheesy, but it makes me smile thinking of the day Mom and I sewed that together.
It's called a hi-fi. Look.
Cartier-Bresson, Doisneau, Hamilton, the greatest.
Look.
I should hit the thrift store and pick up some dollar vinyl. Is that too hipster? I don't care. Music inspires me in my photography.
Captain Teddy Bear. Yeah. Alright. Open the drawer.
Max and Chloe, best friends forever. Who even says that anymore? I'm going to have to call Chloe eventually and find out what she'll say. The longer I wait, the worse it'll be. Idiot.
Okay. Where is Warren's stuff? Photos?
That's the only tourist picture I let them take of me at the Space Needle.
Seattle. Okay.
That was a good hockey game and a great fight. Man, Kristen and Fernando were so drunk hanging on the Fremont Troll.
The Fremont Troll. Okay. Look.
Looks like Dana left me a little post-it note.
Hey girl, I borrowed your drive so I can watch some flicks while I study. If you need it back, just track me down my room. Okay, so it's at Dana's room.
Great. Now I have to go get the flash drive from Dana's room. Here's my go-to
I don't know
source
what
for
this music
instant
is.
photo inspiration. Philip Lorca de Corsia, my man. I don't think I could take my camera to those places. Look at that shot. I love Juliet Cameron's Victorian vibe. Talk about analog cameras. Ah, Dolly, what a fantastic eye. He could truly freeze time.
Okay. Let's go find Dana. Because apparently she just got into my room and took my flash drive. Yeah, it's nice music. I have no idea what it is, though.
You can't get out now, Dana. So tell me the truth or rot in there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get
Welcome
around.
to the real drama queens of Blackwell.
Answer, you wuss.
Juliet looks like she's ready to throw down. Hey, Juliet. Is everything cool?
Oh yes, Max. I've locked Dana in the room because we're cool.
What'd she do?
What did she do?
What didn't she do? Dana's been sexting with my boyfriend.
Oh!
Ouch. How did you find out?
Why do you care? Why are you even asking me? You never talk, just zone out with your camera.
That's why I'm talking to you now.
Yeah.
What's my last name?
Oh, Mason, I think. Wait, what's her last name, guys? Do you know? Do you know? I'm pretty sure it was Mason.
Juliet Mason.
That was truly sad. Thanks for your concern, Max Caulfield. By the way, Juliet Watson.
Okay. Juliet Watson. Loser friend. Shiny McShine? Griddles McPancakes? Orange bacon? I don't know. Jane Doe.
Hey, Juliet. Is everything cool?
Oh yes, Max. I've locked Dana in.
Juliet Watson, you be nice.
I'm flattered. I didn't even think you knew my name at all.
Of course I do.
Thanks. I locked Dana in because she was sexting Zach, my boyfriend. Unbelievable.
If you don't let me out, I will scream.
Would Dana
do that?
According to Victoria, Dana would do anything to date a quarterback.
According to Victoria. Huh.
She saw the sext, and Zachary won't answer his phone. Once Dana admits it, she can go. Straight to hell.
It was Victoria, though.
I didn't do anything, but I bet Victoria did. I know the proof is in her room.
In Victoria's room. Ah. Victoria's room. No, not Will Bane for Jesus. Ah. Enter. Look.
Ouch. Well, at least she puts her photographs out there. Unlike me.
Look.
Yes, Victoria has the best Retina screen laptop. I'll give Victoria props for not posting my photo. And for this nice shot. Boom! This is the email I need to show Juliet. Now I have to print this fast and get the hell out of here.
So sad to inform you that I totally punked Juliet and Dana just now. All I had to do was mention to Juliet that I saw nasty sex from Dana on Zach's phone. Dumbass believed me, and so I expect there will be a dorm rampage soon. Juliet deserves this for letting Zach away from me. As for Dana, who gives a shit? Okay. Leave. Okay.
Ugh. Leave me alone, Max. Get a clue.
Oh, wait a moment. I should take a photo of it. Okay. Enter. Right, laptop. Print email. Wait, where's the printer? Oh, there it is.
This better convince Juliet that Dana is innocent.
I keep thinking Victoria's gonna turn up right outside the door. Okay, come on. Email.
Juliet, read this.
Of course. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry, Dana.
You are. And I hope so. You really think I'd mess around with Zachary?
No, but I get stupid jealous. I owe you dinner. Still love me?
And you do my laundry.
Thanks, Max. You're like the Blackwell Ninja. Now let's see what Zach has to say about Victoria.
You set me free. Thank you. Warren's flash drive is on my desk.
All right.
Almost done. Get the flash drive and then I'll go see Warren.
Okay. Now. Look.
There's that damn flash drive.
Take.
Must protect my precious so Max never has to chase it down again.
Yes. Wait. Flash drive.
I better make sure everything is still in there. I think Warren forgot to hide the Party Buster folder.
Unholy
Not that I would open it no
obscenities.
matter how tempting. I have my self-respect.
Max. Max. Okay, there's something Max. Back. Use.
Of course a popular cheerleader like Dana would have a million friends. It's so fascinating to get a peek into Dana's social media world. And yes, Max, so terribly wrong.
Okay. Anything else I should do here? I will speak with Dana.
Hey, Dana.
Seriously, thanks again. I can't believe Juliet locked me in my own room.
Real
mature.
mature.
Victoria is not nice. I don't get it. She has everything. And to pull that prank on a friend?
Just because they're in the Vortex Club doesn't mean they're BFFs. I'm in it, and Victoria creeps me out. Max, you're smart to be a loner here. Though Warren obviously likes hanging with you.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. When you opened the flash drive, didn't you see the special folder called Max?
I did.
Yeah, okay. I gotcha.
Sticker. Ooh, I look at sticker. Look.
It would be a cool sticker without the words.
Look.
This is both sad and pathetic.
Dana, I suck at writing, but I thought I should write this so you might not hate my dumbass forever. I know I act like a tough jock around everybody, but I never had to act around you. I'm not the kind of man you deserve. You saw how I pussed out. If you need any money, let me know. XO, Logan. Weird letter. Okay. I love that she's right there and I can just look at her stuff. And it doesn't freaking matter. Cheerleader.
I can't even imagine what life would be like being a cheerleader. Dramatic, I guess. Dana takes her Blackwell spirit seriously.
Okay. I think it's just time to go. Alright, so I have the USB. Missing person poster. There are so many missing persons posters. Alright, I'm going to my room. Enter. Is that a keep calm and carry on rug? Yep. Okay. Flash drive.
I better make sure everything is still in there. I think Warren forgot to hide the Party Buster folder. Not that I would open it no matter how tempting.
Look through that.
I have my self-respect.
Okay. DVD collection.
One day I'll organize my film collection. One day I'll get an actual HD TV.
Water.
You are thirsty. I'm the worst baby mama. Drink up.
I do have some plants I need to water. Okay. I watered the plant, and that's going to have some kind of impact. Instant film.
Instant film is so damn hard to find and expensive now. But I can't help it. I'm analog, not digital. I'm glad Kate let me borrow her copy of The October Country. I should have every Bradbury book for myself.
I love Ray Bradbury. He's a great
I'll miss
author.
going to the games with my dad. Go Thunderbirds.
Anything else I can look at? Poster.
Would Man Ray call them selfie portraits?
Clothes. Look.
It's not exactly pretty and pink, but no shits are given. I like my wardrobe.
Okay, anything else I didn't look at in here? I didn't lie down on the bed. Look at the photos.
The Max Caulfield Photo Memorial Wall.
Let's see. Bed. Lie down. Okay.
It feels so nice to just relax.
Dude,
This day has been so damn
seriously.
bizarre, and it feels like it has gone on forever.
That's probably
Maybe I'll
my
just
fault.
wake up now and find out I was dreaming all of this.
Okay.
Or like Poe said, a dream within a dream.
A dream. Within a dream. Okay, I need to find this Warren kid. Warren. Oh, Warren. What's down here? Oh, this is somebody, yeah. Oh, that's the bathroom. Wonderful. Okay, what's this board say? Geek girls. Be alert on campus. Observe the following tips for your safety. Always be aware of your location. Always let a friend know where you are, where you're going. Always report an incident immediately to the campus authorities. To download a free campus alert app, go to www.blackwellacademy.ed. There's a bike. Geek Girls Book Club. Ursula Le Guin. Nice. No boy wizards or sad vampire fiction allowed.
Thanks for the warning.
Back. Okay, let's go. No boys allowed, yeah. Tap. I hope so. I don't mind waiting out here forever. I love the parking lot. I can count the cars. The more I text, the longer I take. On my way. Bye. Yeah, no boys allowed. I wonder why. I wonder why. Map. Look. Okay.
Welcome to Black Hill.
Alright. Stella, Taylor, Juliet, Kate. Okay. Interesting. Got it. Yep. A dream within a dream. Where is he?
Fuck this shit.
Ow! That hurt.
Damn, I better rewind.
Why am I rewinding?
Fuck this shit.
Ow! That hurt.
Ouch, poor Alyssa. That'll leave a bruise.
Okay, let me rewind again. Okay.
Fuck this shit.
Ow!
Get lost, hipster. I'm not doing any interviews.
Okay, maybe I should ask her to move.
Fuck this shit.
Oh,
Ow!
didn't do that fast enough. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll get it. One.
Alyssa, move your head.
If you insist, Max.
Uh-oh.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I actually helped somebody.
Whose room is that? Oh, I can't go back in. Okay. I have to find Warren. He's in the parking lot. By the way, thanks, but we're not friends. I don't need to be your friend. Warren said parking lot. Wait. Dormitories, main building. Is there a parking lot somewhere?
So don't think I'm blind. I see everything here at Blackwell. Do you understand what I'm saying?
This guy's a
No,
bully.
and leave me alone.
I'm gonna take a photo.
You can't fool me. I know everything about this school. I cover the waterfront. So you better figure out what side you're on.
Please, leave me alone. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for nothing, Max.
Alright, let's rewind.
Man, I
can't
should have
rewind.
stepped in between Kate and David.
Okay.
That asshole was so over the...
It didn't give me a chance to rewind. I pressed spacebar before I could rewind, though, so maybe there was an
Man, I
opportunity
should
to
have
rewind.
done something. That guy was an asshole.
Rewind. Ooh, I can rewind. No, I can't go back any further. Darn it. Okay, where's Warren? Is Juliet
I don't
okay?
get it. How could Zach and Victoria do that to me?
Oh.
Hi, Juliet. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, Max. Sorry, I'm still screwed up.
Sorry you had to find out about Zachary that way. Or anyway.
Better sooner than later. Now that skank Victoria won't be laughing behind my back anymore.
Have you talked to Zach yet?
Mr. Badass Football Hero is such a chicken shit. He said he sexted Victoria as a joke. Ha ha. I think Warren wants your attention.
He usually does. Hang in there, Juliet.
All right.
See you around, Max.
This is like playing a teen drama on the WB back in the 90s into the 2000s.
Look. And there's Warren.
Did he actually buy a used car?
Is the license plate thanks, fools?
What up, Max? How are you?
Here's your flash. Thanks.
No problem.
He likes her.
Check out my new wheels.
Cool. Very old school.
1978 to be exact. Now we can go to the drive-in. There's one in Newburgh just 60 miles away.
You're in the wrong time, Warren. But then, so am I.
You okay?
It's been one strange fucking day.
I bet. I heard Victoria got a face full of paint. I'd pay money to see a photo of that.
Really?
Really? I wish I would have known.
I would have taken
You
a
probably
bite.
could have raised a Kickstarter fund just for that one image of her covered in paint.
Had I known that. Anyway, Victoria took down my photo, so that drama ended well.
By the way, I saw Daniel's sketch of you online. Not bad, but I could do a much better job.
I could do a much better job.
Daniel
said he
posted it
would.
online already? That was nice.
Congrats. You're part of his online portrait posse.
Don't be jealous. I'm sure he'll ask you soon.
Oh, you're a wit, Max.
It's the company I keep, Warren.
So, did you get a chance to check out the movie booty on my flash drive?
No. I've been busy.
No, I've been way too busy with class and life.
Damn, girl, you had it like a year.
Or a week. I did browse through all the titles, drama queen.
Ha ha. Make sure you watch Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust. Ha! Okay, Digi, you can answer this one. Seen it or no fucking way? You tell me. This one, you get to choose. I will leave it to you, Digi. I will leave it to you. He's asking me if I saw Cannibal Holocaust. He says, and the choices are, I've seen it or no fucking way. What should I answer? Because you had an opinion on it. You know, I'll just go ahead. I'm gonna do no fucking way. Well, I don't know. She seems like a movie file. Okay, part of me says seen it to see the okay, seen it, got it.
Seen it. I was more disturbed by all those emo vampire movies in there.
Can a sensitive high school boy love sensitive vampires too?
Sensitive.
So you're sensitive.
Ouch, that sounds awful the way you say it.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna pause that for a second so I can allow that. Faster, pussycat. How so?
How so?
Sensitive usually means won't be having sex with you.
Oh, God. You need a sensitive woman to kick your ass.
If I was lucky. Speaking of hip and fast, we should cruise out in my car to an actual movie this week. But you seem distracted.
See, I like a sensitive guy. I need to
talk to somebody. Just to get it out of my system.
Faster!
Dr. Warren Graham is in the house. I won't even prescribe you any meds. Tell me everything.
For reals, Warren, this is between you and me, not social media.
Don't insult me. Max, go on.
I had this incredibly bizarro experience in Mr. Jefferson's class today.
All right, I'm telling you everything.
Life-changing. Have you ever had a dream so real it was like a movie?
Max Caulfield, right? You're one of the Jefferson's photo groupies?
I'm one of his students.
What the fuck ever? I know you like to take pictures, especially when you're hiding out in the bathrooms. You best tell me what you told the principal, now. Answer me,
What
bitch.
are you talking about?
I know you're new here, but don't even play stupid with me.
I'm not new. I've lived here for years.
Then you should know the Prescotts own this shithole.
Then you don't have to worry about me. Worry about yourself.
Do not analyze me! I pay people for that. Worry about yourself, Max Caulfield.
I could call the police.
Do it! The Prescotts own the pigs here.
Get away from her, dude!
Oh, what a jerk.
Leave him alone!
Nobody tells me what to do. Not my parents, not the principal,
Stop that!
or that whore in the
Right
bathroom!
now!
It's
Max?
her!
Chloe?
No way.
Chloe!
You
That's
again.
Chloe.
Bro, I got this!
Get in, Max!
That's
Get your punk asses out of there now! Don't even try to run! Nobody! Nobody!
Okay, interesting.
Man, Nathan Prescott is messed up and dangerous. This day never ends.
I'll admit, I
Oh,
was
and
I was
thanks,
very
Chloe.
tempted to say faster pussycat kill
After
Joe.
5 years, you're still Max Caulfield. Don't give me the guilty face. At least pretend you're glad to see me.
I am seriously glad to
Right,
see you.
right. I love all the references in this
Oh,
in
and
this game.
thanks, Chloe. It makes perfect sense I'd see you today.
Yes, it's been that kind of day. So what did that freak want with you?
Hopefully nothing after today. So, how do you know Nathan?
He's just another Arcadia asshole. Your friend really took a beat down for you.
Warren? Yeah, I owe him big time.
You're not the only one in debt. And you're already causing trouble.
I thought it would be quiet here. Feels so weird to be back.
So I guess Seattle sucked hard?
No.
No, it felt like a real city for artists. Big and bright. Great for taking pictures.
Yeah. Must be hard coming back to a hick town like Arcadia again.
Not after seeing you.
Please, girl. You came back for Blackwell Academy.
Of course, it's one of the best photography programs in the country. And my favorite teacher, Mark Jefferson.
So you came back to Arcadia for a teacher, not your best friend.
Don't you think I'm happy to see you?
No. You were happy to wait 5 years without a call or even a text.
Wasn't Twin Peaks, didn't it take place in Oregon? I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry.
apologize.
I know things were tough on you when I left.
How do you know? You weren't even here.
I didn't order my parents to move specifically to fuck you over, Chloe.
You've been at Blackwell for almost a month without letting me know. Enough said.
I just wanted to settle in first and not be such a shy, cliche geek.
Pacific
I totally
Northwest,
would have
yeah,
contacted
definitely.
I bet you don't use these sad excuses on Mr. Jefferson. Don't use them on me, Max.
Broken. Oh, man, are you serial?
Wow, haven't heard that one in a while.
Not everything changes. Except my camera has officially taken a shit.
After an hour,
My step douche has a boatload of tools. Maybe you can fix it at my place.
I need very specific, tiny tools.
Nerd alert. My stepdad has a fully stocked garage, and he actually is a tiny tool. Welcome home, Max.
Welcome home, I guess. All right.
Come on in, don't be shy.
The house still looks nice.
Home, shit, home.
Home shit home. Sometimes I feel that. Sometimes I feel that. Tenderloin. Everybody lies, no exceptions. Think like a man.
My room looks a bit different than the last time you saw it.
It's cool. At least we can chill out.
This isn't exactly my chill-out zone. My step-Fuhrer makes sure of that. Come in and close the door. Put on some music while I medicate.
Okay. Hi-fi.
It won't play without any power.
Oh.
Hey, that TV used to be in the living room.
Power strip. Switch on. There we go. Now we can play music.
Houston, we have the power, but we need to find a disc to play.
Okay. Oregon Coast.
This postcard is from Rachel Ember.
Okay. Drawer. Nope. Come on. Give me the drawer. Search.
We had such a blast drawing these together.
Okay. Alright, come on. Search.
And it reeks like dirty laundry. Gross.
Search. Are there discs in there?
Dude, you broke my glass snow dough. Thanks.
Okay. I do not want to break her glass snow down. Why are... Can I... No. Okay. Where are her frickin' discs? Laptop, desk, missing person poster, search box. There we go. Okay, who is this Rachel that everybody seems to be friends with? Who's missing?
Hey, give me that.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be nosy. Obviously, she was a good friend.
It's putting it mildly.
So, who is she? Do you mind talking about her?
Rachel Amber. She was my angel. After my dad died and you moved, I felt abandoned. Rachel saved my life.
Yeah.
Man, I had no idea.
Well, you never made much effort to find out. I was 14. We were best friends.
I never forgot. Even if I was an asshole and didn't keep in touch. But you had Rachel.
Rachel had my back. We were gonna kick the world's ass. You would laugh at how different we were. She wanted to be a star.
She looks like a model.
That was her plan. Our plan. Get the hell out of Bigfootville and into Los Angeles.
So what happened? Did your folks, your mom, try to stop you?
My mom was too busy hooked up with Sergeant Shithead.
I feel the love. Now, when did Rachel actually disappear?
6 months ago. She just left Arcadia. Without a word. Without me.
What about her parents? Are they looking for her?
They're in denial. Max, I know she's missing.
She's the one
I
who's
assume
putting
you
up the
know
missing
more than that.
posters.
Before Rachel left, she said she met somebody who changed her life. And poof.
And you haven't heard anything from her since?
Like everybody in my life. My dad, you, and Rachel. Gone. Can you put on some music now?
Yeah. Let's do some music. There we go.
Anyway, you can find tools to fix your camera in the garage.
Chloe, are you okay?
Sure, I'm awesome. I just want to blaze and be alone for a moment.
Okay.
Too bad I can't stream any music from Chloe's laptop. But I love... She looks super happy. She looks super sad. She looks super stoned. Is this a desk or a storage space? So it was Chloe who printed all those flyers.
Yep. I already figured that. It's in the trash.
Who'd have thought Chloe wouldn't pay her parking tickets? She does love trouble.
My step-ass keeps tools down in the garage. I bet you can find something to fix your camera.
Okay, so it was... Oh. Search?
Chloe totally changed her style. I barely recognized her.
Right, okay. Height shirt. Suck it.
Chloe was always taller than me. We made her dad keep track of her height.
Alright, let's go to the garage. Open. Oh, the garage will be downstairs.
Doesn't look like the Price family is rolling in dough these days. Nope. Someone locked it from the other side.
I'm singing songs about the future.
Photos.
Now this is the Chloe I remember. Always smiling and laughing. Not so much anymore.
Kate. That's really not cool, Max. You could have helped me out. Yeah, I also did something that I could have done differently. Answering machine? Ooh, answering machine. Let's be nosy.
I haven't seen this place in 5 years. Seems like forever.
Told me he saw you near that garbage dump. Now I've ordered. Told you to stay away from that place. It's dangerous. And you got no idea what kind of scum are living out there. Stay away. I'm serious.
Books? Of course I'm gonna look at the books.
I guess they're aging these books.
Okay, garage.
I should be able to find the tools I need here.
Okay.
These are way too big. I need tiny tools for that camera.
Mm-hmm.
No password. Like it would help me find tools anyway.
Okay. Let's be nosy.
What the? Chloe's stepdad actually installed cameras in the rooms? For reals?
Oh my god.
This guy has serious trust issues. Do Chloe and Joyce even know about this?
Okay, why is it? Yeah, close. Right.
Wowzer, a map of Blackwell Academy. I wonder why.
Okay. Close the cupboard so we don't get caught. Anything else? Target. Gun rack. No. Drawer. Open. Tiny
Chloe's
toolset.
stepfather is this asshole from Blackwell? You've got to be shitting me.
I'd probably be a mess too. Where are my tools, damn it?
Chloe's stepdad is head of security at Blackwell. He wants to put surveillance cameras all over the school? How paranoid can you get?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why can't those kids hang out at the nice Moss Isley place? Okay. Come on, there's gotta be something I can use. Open.
The tools might be in this cupboard.
With corned beef and crackers. Ooh, files.
Shit! Butterfingers.
Undo that. Let's undo that. Yeah, let's leave those alone. Cupboard. Come on. Can I just fix my... Shelf? Search.
Nothing. This is so lame.
It is so lame. Gun rack? Would the gun rack have something? Switch on. Look.
One of these guns is missing. I hope
Missing
Chloe's
gun.
stepdad isn't packing
Is that the one
heat.
that kid had? Switch off. Target.
Yes, score.
Okay. Come on. There's gotta be something useful here. Yeah. Nah. Okay. Trophy.
Poor little dear. It's not enough to kill you, they have to display your head.
Food. Should I look at the food?
Look at all that food. That's like enough spam for 100 years.
Yeah. She's not kidding. Car. Look at the car.
Check out the muscle car. Chloe's stepdad must be a gearhead.
That's a trad city. DRD TCTV.
Cool, now it's opened.
Okay, that must be important. Anywhere else I can find stuff? What about in the kitchen? Switch on the TV. Oh, it's a cooking show. And nothing. Well, that's sad. Squeak. What does that say? Squeak Knacks. Okay. Donuts. Travel money.
I'd love to go to Paris too. At this rate, they'll be lucky to get to Portland.
Look at this stuff. Okay.
Joyce still works at Two Whales Diner. Best damn burgers in Arcadia. I better get one soon.
Cereal, milk, peanut butter, chocolate cake, oil, bananas, toilet paper. Yep. That's a shopping list, alright. Magazines.
Yum, that looks tasty. I do miss Joyce's cooking.
That is some yellow curtains. Oh, that's him. Oh.
If I took this picture, the deer would be standing on your ass.
Yeah, I agree. The other TV can be turned on, but not that one. What can I do? Oh, hey, Panda. I'm glad your lesson went well.
Brr. I can feel autumn pushing out the summer.
There's a butterfly. A grave. Oh,
We
it's a
made
dog.
this grave for Chloe's kitty.
Poor Bongo.
Poor Bongo. He never saw that car coming.
Alright, anything else? Drawing.
That took Chloe and me the whole day to draw. It's almost invisible now.
I feel like this is very walking sim. Alright, let's go inside. Open. Okay. I have not found tools. Not the tools I need. I'm gonna go back upstairs. I'll be like, girly, there's no tools.
No need to go there now.
But I don't have the tools! Damn it. Alright, so there's food. There's big tools. Where's the tiny tools? Are they in here? Williams stuff. Oh, wait. Look up there.
Ooh, precision screwdrivers.
Finally!
Except I can't reach them.
Turn on. And they'll fall down. Thank you.
That was very smart, dumbass. No can reach.
Okay. Let's go back.
That does not look stable.
Okay. Can I push it? So that falls on... Alright. Can I move something? Can I get a chair? Or a ladder of some sort? Can I get over there? No. You know, this house makes me think of, Phasmophobia. It's like, are you there? Are you French? Okay, What else am I supposed to do?
Ooh, precision screwdrivers. Except I can't reach them.
Here, turn it on again. Find a piece of cardboard after rewinding.
That was very smart, dumbass. No can reach.
Find a piece of cardboard. Drawer thingy. Oh, cardboard. Push. Thank you. Now turn on. Thank you. Okay. Pull. Now I can fix
you have
it.
Mad skills, Max.
My Polaroid. My beloved Polaroid.
I've got the tools. I should go back upstairs before Chloe freaks.
Okay. Run upstairs. Run, girl, run. Run, Forrest, run. Okay, go into other rooms. The bathroom. Stuff. Look at stuff.
Oh, dark. I cannot see anything.
Okay. Switch on. I need to pee, damn it. Stuff.
This is definitely Joyce's makeup. Chloe wouldn't use animal products.
Okay. Open the drawer. What are we gonna find in here? Ooh la la.
I wonder if Chloe is taking those pills.
Fluoxetine.
I hope she's okay.
No, that's an antidepressant. Open.
I like Chloe's new hair color. She's the opposite of shy. Of me.
Hair dye, in case you didn't know. The shower. Looks like the shower is... Oh, it looks like at that angle that it was broken. Okay, alright, let's get out of here. Let's save the environment and switch off the light. What's down here? Oh, picture. Oh, that's a picture of the town. That might be useful to see.
You can't go home again, said Thomas Wolfe. But here I am.
More books.
These books have not been touched since the last decade. I see why.
Window.
Nothing's changed. Except for me and Chloe.
Okay. Door. Open door. I could be really nosy. Oh.
This must be Chloe's parents' room. Man, I am nosy today.
Oh, that bird. Look at the bird.
Oh shit! Poor thing. I bet I could do something to save it.
Oh, let's rewind. Okay, we have to go back further.
You've been resurrected, Verdi. Fly, be free.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't be looking around because he has cameras all over the place. You know what? I'm gonna rewind further back. I don't think I should go into the room. Because if I... You know what? No, forget it. I'm not gonna feel bad about the bird. Alright. Tools.
You found the tools. Sweet. You can sit at my desk and fix your camera.
Alright. I will never feel bad. Good thing nobody remembers the previous timeline, or some people would be questioning whether their sanity right now. Yeah, true.
So?
I can't fix this thing.
Are these your new photos?
Yeah. I just took them today.
Let me see. Are you shitting me? That asshole's everywhere. Wait. I've seen this before. No way. When did you take this? You took this photo, you brat? In the bathroom today. You set off the alarm. That's why Nathan raged after you. It totally makes sense. You hella saved my life. Now tell me the truth, Max.
Yes,
I
I'll
was
tell her
there,
the truth. She's
hiding
a
in the
friend.
corner.
Damn, you're a ninja.
A ninja would have cut Nathan's head off. I just took a butterfly photo.
That is so badass.
Oh yeah, I almost wet myself when I saw the gun.
So, did you recognize me?
I wasn't sure.
I know I look a lot different.
I was scared too. I couldn't see straight.
I don't blame you, Max.
Like you said, it's been that kind of day.
So you must have overheard our conversation.
Just a bit.
There is no way you didn't hear every single vowel.
Okay, I only heard something about money, drugs, but that's it.
Now for the big question. Did you tell anybody?
Absolutely. Nathan Prescott had a fucking gun on you.
Gutless prick. That was scary. Who did you tell?
The principal. But he didn't seem to believe me.
The principal? Are you still 12? That drunk jackass only cares about cash for Blackwell Academy. Don't trust him.
I didn't mention you at all. Swear.
Thank God. I'll tell you more someday. And I seriously owe you, Max. I know it was your birthday last month. This was my real father's camera. I want you to have it.
That's so cool you remembered my birthday. But I can't take this.
Of course you can. My dad would be pissed if I never used it, and now I know it'll be used awesomely. And I'll snag this picture as a symbol of our reunion. Cool?
Yes, of course it's cool. Thank you. This camera is so sweet.
Now that we got that mushy shit out of the way, I feel like stage diving. Let's thrash this place.
You're crazy.
Yep, I'm fucking insane in the brain. Let's dance! Shake that bony white ass. Or take my picture with your new camera.
Actually, that's a good idea. Take a picture.
This day couldn't get any stranger.
Take photos of Chloe. With her dad's camera.
This song fucking rules. Can't dance, hippie? Come on. Rock out, girl. Yes! Break it down, Max.
Yo, turn it off! Turn it off!
How many times have I told you to stop blasting that punk shit?
Dude, the music's not even on! Asshole.
I'm coming up. We need to talk.
Oh, no fucking way. You need to hide now. My stepdad will kill me if he finds you here.
Chloe, what's going on? Open this door, please.
Chill, I'm changing. Is that okay? Max, find a place to hide now.
Chloe,
I'm coming.
What are you doing? Chloe, you're stalling.
I'm changing. Give me a minute.
Don't get smart. Just let me in now. Please.
1 second. My bra is stuck.
I'm not screwing around,
Ed.
soldier.
Wait.
Chloe, open this door.
Shit. Out the window.
I'm giving you
This is going nowhere fast. I better look someplace else. I'm not a kid anymore. I can't hide under the bed. Where else?
What's going on in here? Why is she here?
None of your business.
I don't like strangers here.
Stop freaking. She's not a stranger. This is my friend.
Great. Another one of your friends. One of my guns is missing. Did you take it?
Oh God, I didn't take your stupid gun. You do know I believe in gun control?
Wait. Is that grass? You been token up again in here?
Oh yeah, guns, weed. You were tripping balls.
I'm sick of your disrespect. Tell me the truth. That's an order.
It's not my pot. It's from Max.
Is this true?
I'll take the blame.
Yeah. My pot.
So you're bringing drugs into my home. How about if I call the police? That'd screw up your spotless Blackwell record. You do seem to get around, Max. I'm sick of you losers dragging Chloe down. Oh, you're on a roll today. Between the fire alarm and now this, You don't have anything smart to say now, do you?
Get
What a
the hell
bully.
away from her. I have proof you hassled Kate Marsh today.
What? What are you talking about?
I have surveillance proof. Now please leave us alone.
Okay, Chloe. You know everything. And Max, if I find you here again, it will be the last time.
Maybe it's good I took that photo.
Thanks for taking the heat. We totally smacked his punk ass down, Max. He's no match for you and me now. That was an epic win.
Okay.
Anyway, let's sneak out the window. There is one cool place we can hang in this hick hole.
Man, that did not go well for me. If I want to keep my Blackwell scholarship, I shouldn't lie for anybody, even Chloe. I have to think about my own future.
Okay. What? Wait, no. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. No, I should have. I don't mind taking the... Yeah. Okay. Alright. I bet the Rachel thing has something to do with the lighthouse. Because the vortex was near the lighthouse. Yeah. I don't think this game allows you to save in multiple
Isn't this
spots.
awesome sauce? Totally reminds me of when we were kids. Come on, slowpoke.
Or does
Hold
it? Hang
on.
on. Window. Yeah, you can only go to the last checkpoint. Yeah, it doesn't let you
I
change.
haven't been here in forever. So why do I feel like I was just here? Whoa. This is the exact same path I was on during my nightmare today.
I think I'm gonna stop here because I do have to work tomorrow. So I'm going to exit to the main menu. Confirm. We will continue this. Okay. So, it's heavy rain. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I did put up my stream schedule. I'll do co-working on Thursday as usual. I have some emails to send and some stuff to do. So, I will be doing, yeah, so that's tomorrow. After that, I'll be working on Okami. I'm gonna look up that, there was a video I had to watch to figure out the path to get through that whole area. Anyway, yes, I've heard a lot of good things about Detroit Become Human. Alright, so let's find somebody to raid here. I'm gonna exit the game. Confirm. Alright, let's find somebody to raid. Who should we raid? Let's see. Mousy. Oh, jeez Louise. So Mousy has a... Iron Mouse has a stream going on with 27k viewers. But I still want to support, you know, smaller streamers. So let's see who we got. Heart. Lots of people playing Date Everything. Lots of people playing Claire Obscure. Why don't we go say hi to Winter Rain? He's cool.
Is Winter Rain.
Yes. Okay. Alright. OSHA says she's on level 61. 5 sub for every other second for Mousy. Should we go? Maybe we should go see Mousy. Let's go watch Mousy if she lets people raid her. Let's see. She might not let people raid her. Let's see. Nope, no raiding. I had a feeling that would be the... Okay. So let's raid Winter. Let's raid Winter. I'll say hi to Winter. I think they're doing a smash or pass or something. All right. Okay. Have a great night. We are going to raid Winter Rain. Raid Winter Rain. I think I said that correctly. I am so tired. All right. So have a good night. Bye, everyone.